And this is the boys' room.
Wow, I like it. It's very zen and neutral.
I know, right? It's unfortunate that it's only a matter of time before it all vanishes.
What? Why do you say that?
Well, I'm sure you have heard all of this talk about the end of the world being soon and whatnot.
Sure.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I provide my two children the best and most comfortable home God will allow me to provide for them before that time arrives.
Ha ha ha. Okay, look. I agree with you that we are indeed in the last days of mankind, but if there is one thing that you should take from the Bible, it's the fact that Satan is real and that he brought upon deception to mankind.
So what are you trying to say? That the Mayans and all of those intellectual astronomers who predicted December 21st, 2012 being the end of the world are wrong?
What I mean is that the Bible states in the book of Mark chapter 13, verse 32, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of the day or hour no man knoweth, neither the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch and pray. For ye know not when the time is." Therefore, just by studying the movement of our planets we cannot predict the end of the world. Mayans developed a highly advanced calendar. They practiced religion closely to science. They had a form of sorcery that they practiced alongside their calendar with their understanding of astronomy, therefore being astrologists. The priests were responsible for determining which days were lucky and which days weren't. They are smart people but just human beings.
So what if you're wrong? What if God does come down from the heavens on the same day and starts the rapture?
The funny thing is, I believe that may indeed happen, but not from God. The elites choose this date because it's the winter solstice. The sun stays in the sky for the longest period of the year and is the highest day of pagan worship. If you are not familiar with the Illuminati, then you better start doing some research. Are you familiar with Project Blue Beam?
No. Why?
Well, listen real close. NASA is attempting to implement a New Age religion with the Antichrist at its head and start a new world order by creating a technologically simulated second coming.
What? So you're saying NASA is trying to create a fake second coming of God?
Precisely, yes.
Where are you getting your information from? How do you even know it's real?
Well, the allegations were contained in an audio presentation of a journalist and author from Quebecois by the name of Sige Monast. He and another journalist allegedly both died of heart attacks in 1986 but have been said to have been assassinated. The Canadian government had also kidnapped Sige's daughter in effort to dissuade him from speaking of Project Blue Beam.
That's a lot of information to soak in. I know that people like us have been conditioned to not think outside of our norms and societal values, but it's still a bit hard to believe. How the heck are they going to do all of this anyway?
Relax, and just bear with me for a bit. The knowledge I'll give you next is the most bountiful yet. There are 4 steps that they plan to initiate in order to execute their project. Step 1 will be the revelation of all archaeological knowledge. This will apparently be accomplished by faking earthquakes at precise locations around the planet. These locations will supposedly have fake discoveries to convince humanity that new discoveries will finally explain to all people the error of all fundamental religious doctrines. In other words, they will try to contradict what most religions have prophesied about humans.
Okay. What's next?
Step 2 involves a gigantic space show wherein 3-dimensional laser projections will be beamed from thousands of satellites all over the planet. These will take the shape of whatever deity is most predominant in their region and will speak in all languages. At the end, the gods will merge into one, becoming the Antichrist. Highly advanced Soviet computers will be used to make altercations in the human brain and induce suicidal thoughts.
Wow, now this shit is starting to freak me out.
It gets better. Step 3 involves making people think their God is speaking to them through telepathy, projected into the head of each person individually using extreme low-frequency radio waves. And
there's more?
yes, The final step has three parts. One is making humanity think an alien invasion is about to occur at every major city. 2 is making the Christians think the rapture is about to happen, and 3 will be the implementation of a mixture of electronic and supernatural forces, allowing the supernatural forces to travel through fiber optics, coax, power and telephone lines to penetrate all electronic equipment and appliances, that will by then all have a special microchip installed. Through all of this, chaos will arise and people will finally be willing, perhaps even desperate, to accept the New World Order.
So do you think they use UFOs to trick people into thinking there is threatening extraterrestrial life?
There probably is, but the government will not admit this until they are ready to bring forth their New World Order. People who live in fear are more submissive and can be easily influenced into doing whatever their authorities tell them to. There's an internet video filmed in South Africa of an image of Virgin Mary seen visible in the sky. Hundreds gathered around and rejoiced. Because of the lack of education and technology in that area, they take advantage of the people's minds as they are blind to the fact that the elites test these things quite frequently. With the technology of HARP, they can easily move clouds around and create deceiving images.
You're right. The Bible even speaks of the Antichrist in Revelation, chapter 13, verses 4 to 9. It states, "The beast was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies and to exercise his authority for 42 months. He opened his mouth to blaspheme God, and to slander his name and his dwelling place and those who live in heaven. He was given power to make war against the saints and to conquer them. And he was given authority over every tribe, people, language and nation. All inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast, all whose names have not been written in the book of life belonging to the Lamb that was slain from the creation of the world. He who is an ear, let him hear."
You're absolutely right. That's pretty much it for Project Blue Beam, but before I go, let me just get some more random knowledge out in the open, because I can only make one of these videos for free.
Go ahead.
First, don't always believe what the news says. Especially Fox. Rupert Murdoch owns the Fox network. He is one of the largest producers of pornography, and he owns the copyrights for Satan's Bible. He also owns copyright for the OIV Bible, which is a deceitful Bible that sets forth the New Age movement that Jesus is the morning star.
So in other words, don't rely on mainstream media and do the research for yourself.
Right, and remember that all matter is made up of energy, and we are living things that constantly project frequencies from our bodies. It is up to you whether they are positive or negative. Through prayer and good living will we be able to overthrow the evil forces that try to have us succumb to their will. Just love one another, as the elites want us to lose touch with our inner selves. This is why they put hateful and sinister media in our music, video games and everyday life. The elites harbor the negative energy we project and use it to their advantage. It allows them to fill their agendas that much faster. It's all about the psychological and physical enslavement of the masses.
You're actually right. I do see a lot of hate and distance between us as a people.
Scientists even tell us that 98% of our DNA are junk DNA just because they say they haven't discovered its purpose. They're lying. They know what it is, but if they were to let everyone know, the people as a mass will be a huge threat to the elites and the government. This is why they spray chemtrails over our heads and tell us that it's to prevent global warming. Global warming, my ass. They are just trying to devolve the masses as a whole and prevent us from gaining spiritual enlightenment through the different chakras in our bodies. This is why they put fluoride, which was labeled as a poison until the late 70s, in our drinking water and toothpaste. If you even look on the tube of any commercial toothpaste, it tells you to contact a physician if swallowed. The place where fluoride is found most in the body is the pituitary gland in your brain, which is supposed to be where you attain your final chakra.
Wow, how the hell do you know all of this shit?
Research and research and research. Stop reporting your whole life story on Facebook, which is monitored by the CIA and is one of its shareholders. Do something constructive. Our society is rigged with things that are detrimental to our health, It is all about global depopulation. This is why they put drugs, yes, drugs like sugar, in virtually everything we eat, from baked beans to whole wheat bread. A person who can eliminate sugar from their diet can expect to live a significantly greater amount of years than a person who does not. This is why our nations are allowing Japan to dump millions of tons of radioactive waste into the Pacific Ocean. That water is spreading into our oceans and lakes as we speak, and soon enough people are just going to start getting sick and they won't know how. It's all about global cut down.
Please, tell me more.
I'd love to, but there is just too much to cover and too little time. Besides, I got to take a shit.